It was a moonless night when my friends and I decided to venture into the dense forest that bordered our small town. Excitement and laughter filled the air as we navigated the narrow trail, flashlights cutting through the oppressive darkness like feeble beacons. Little did we know that night would etch a tale of terror into our memories. The woods were eerily quiet, as if nature itself held its breath. The towering pines cast long shadows, their branches weaving a tapestry of darkness above us. The air was thick with a strange energy, a silent prelude to the horror that awaited. As we delved deeper, the atmosphere grew tense. The crunch of leaves beneath our boots was the only sound, amplifying the ominous stillness. A cold wind whispered through the trees, carrying with it a spectral chill that sent shivers down our spines. We dismissed it as nerves, attributing our unease to the unsettling silence. Our laughter ceased when we stumbled upon an ancient graveyard, forgotten by time. Weathered tombstones peeked through the underbrush, their inscriptions worn away by the relentless passage of years. It felt like a scene from a horror movie, but morbid curiosity pushed us forward. That's when we heard it, the distant sound of children laughing. Confused, we followed the ghostly echoes, hoping to find an explanation for the disembodied mirth. The forest seemed to close in around us, the trees twisting into grotesque forms that whispered secrets of forgotten sorrow. Uneasy glances were exchanged among us as we trudged deeper, our flashlights revealing gnarled roots that reached out like skeletal hands. The laughter led us to a dilapidated cabin, hidden amidst the trees. Its windows were shattered, and the door hung precariously from its hinges. Cautiously, we stepped inside, our flashlights flickering as if protesting the intrusion. The air was thick with the musty scent of decay, and the laughter continued, now accompanied by soft footsteps that echoed through the desolate cabin. Suddenly, a cold hand gripped my shoulder, and a voice whispered my name. Panic set in as I turned to find no one there. The laughter grew louder, mocking us. Fear painted our faces as we stumbled over each other in a frenzied attempt to escape the haunted cabin. Yet, the forest seemed to conspire against us, twisting the trails into maddening loops. Lost and disoriented, we heard the laughter morph into guttural growls, and unseen eyes glowed in the shadows. Shapes moved in the periphery of our vision, eluding our desperate attempts to catch a glimpse. Dread weighed heavy on our hearts as we realized we were not alone, something malevolent lurked among the pines. In those harrowing moments, time lost its meaning. We ran until exhaustion forced us to a standstill. The forest, once an innocent backdrop to our adventure, had become an inscrutable labyrinth of terror. The laughter, the whispers, and the unseen presence continued to torment us. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, we stumbled out of the woods, breathless and haunted. The moon emerged from behind the clouds, casting a pale light on our terrified faces. The forest, silent once more, held its secrets close. We never spoke of that night again, haunted by the knowledge that some horrors are better left undisturbed, hidden among the pines. In the heart of the countryside, nestled at the edge of a quaint town, lay a seemingly innocuous hill known to locals as Hollow Hill. It was a place of picturesque landscapes during the day, but as night fell, it transformed into the epicenter of a haunting that would forever linger in the memories of those who dared to tread its shadowed paths. Our journey into the supernatural began with a group of friends, eager to explore the mysteries whispered about Hollow Hill. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth as we ascended the hill, guided only by the soft glow of the moon and the luminescence of our flashlights. At the summit, a clearing opened up before us, a natural amphitheater bordered by ancient trees. The atmosphere was charged with an otherworldly energy, a prelude to the unearthly events that were about to unfold. We dismissed our initial trepidation as mere nerves, unaware that the hill held secrets that had been buried for decades. As we settled into the clearing, shadows danced on the periphery of our vision, creating an ethereal spectacle that seemed to defy the laws of nature. A distant wind carried with it haunting melodies, as if the very air around us was alive with unseen spirits. Still, we pressed on, driven by a curiosity that overshadowed the subtle warning signs. Our first encounter came in the form of a spectral figure, an apparition that materialized between the ancient oaks. Its form was translucent, bathed in an otherworldly glow that pulsed with an eerie rhythm. Frozen in place, we watched as the figure extended a hand, beckoning us to follow. Compelled by an invisible force, we ventured deeper into the embrace of the haunted hill. The clearing transformed into a realm where the past and present converged. Echoes of laughter and distant conversations permeated the air, transporting us to a time long before our own. The very fabric of reality seemed to warp as we glimpsed spectral scenes, a bygone era replaying before our eyes. Suddenly, the ambient sounds morphed into anguished cries and desperate pleas for mercy. The apparitions twisted into tormented forms, trapped in a perpetual dance of sorrow. It became evident that we had become unwitting witnesses to the residual echoes of tragedy etched into the very fabric of Hollow Hill. As the night wore on, the temperature plummeted and an oppressive darkness enveloped us. Shadows materialized into tangible entities, whispering ancient secrets that clawed at our sanity. We felt an unseen presence lurking in the blackness, and the air became thick with an unrelenting malevolence. Our collective unease peaked when we encountered the spectral manifestation of a grieving woman, her mournful wails echoing through the haunted hill. She appeared as a phantom of anguish, her face etched with sorrow that transcended the boundaries of time. As we gazed upon her, an overwhelming sense of empathy and sorrow washed over us, connecting us to the tragic tale that had unfolded on Hollow Hill. In a desperate attempt to escape the oppressive atmosphere, we retraced our steps, but the hill seemed to resist our departure. The once familiar trail twisted and turned, confounding our senses and leading us deeper into the spectral labyrinth. Panic set in as we realized that Hollow Hill, with its ghostly inhabitants, had become an inescapable prison. With each step, the haunting intensified. Whispers turned into guttural growls, and unseen hands seemed to claw at our very souls. It became apparent that we were not alone on the hill. Something malevolent, awakened by our intrusion, sought to ensnare us in its otherworldly grip. Finally, as the first light of dawn pierced through the lingering darkness, we stumbled out of the haunted hill, breathless and shaken to our cores. The once charming landscape had revealed its sinister side, leaving us with an indelible mark of the supernatural. Hollow Hill, with its spectral echoes and tragic tales, remains etched in our memories, a place where the boundary between the living and the dead blurred, and the past clung to the present like a ghostly shroud. The haunting on Hollow Hill serves as a testament to the enduring power of the supernatural, reminding us that some mysteries are better left untouched in the realm of the unknown. In a small town nestled between rolling hills, there stood an abandoned asylum, its imposing silhouette casting a foreboding presence over the landscape. The rumors surrounding the decaying structure spoke of dark experiments and tormented souls left to languish within its crumbling walls. It was a place shrouded in whispers and forgotten by time. On a moonlit night, my group of friends and I, fueled by a mix of curiosity and trepidation, set out to explore the secrets of the forsaken asylum. The air hung heavy with the scent of damp earth as we approached the rusting gates, the creaking hinges echoing through the desolate surroundings. As we stepped into the asylum's courtyard, an unsettling stillness enveloped us. The windows of the derelict building gazed like vacant eyes, and the wind carried with it the eerie echoes of forgotten laughter. Armed with flashlights, we pushed open the heavy doors, the creaking protest of metal against metal resonating in the desolate hallways. The asylum's interior was a labyrinth of decay, peeling wallpaper, shattered glass, and the musty odor of abandonment. Our footsteps echoed through the long, narrow corridors as we navigated the maze of forgotten memories. The air seemed to thicken with every step, as if the weight of the past pressed upon us. In a forgotten corner of the asylum, we stumbled upon a room marked with faded symbols and cryptic drawings. The remnants of a dark ritual, perhaps, or the desperate attempts of tormented souls to communicate. A sense of unease settled upon us as we deciphered the macabre imagery that adorned the decaying walls. As the night deepened, so did our descent into the asylum's sinister history. Unseen whispers echoed through the halls, and shadows danced on the periphery of our vision. We caught fleeting glimpses of apparitions, ethereal figures that seemed to move just beyond the reach of our flashlights. The asylum, it seemed, still harbored the remnants of its tormented inhabitants. In the heart of the asylum, we discovered a forgotten chapel, a room where flickering candlelight painted macabre frescoes on the peeling walls. The air became charged with an otherworldly energy as we witnessed spectral visions of bygone rituals and the anguished faces of those who had once sought solace within the asylum's crumbling sanctuary. The haunting climaxed when we entered the asylum's decaying auditorium. The air grew thick with an oppressive malevolence as we found ourselves surrounded by the phantoms of former patients. Their hollow eyes bore into ours, and the auditorium's dilapidated seats creaked as unseen entities seemed to watch our every move. As we attempted to leave the asylum, the once silent walls began to groan and protest. Shadows converged, taking form and substance. The asylum seemed to come alive with a spectral symphony, a cacophony of whispers, footsteps, and distant cries. It became clear that the tormented souls of the forgotten asylum were unwilling to let intruders escape without a chilling reminder of their agony. In our desperate flight, the boundaries between the living and the dead blurred. The asylum seemed to shift and contort, its architecture becoming a nightmarish labyrinth designed to ensnare the unwary. It was a struggle against an unseen force, an entity determined to trap us within the asylum's eternal embrace. As we stumbled out into the cool night air, the asylum's ominous silhouette loomed behind us. The echoes of our harrowing encounter lingered, etched into the very fabric of our memories. The abandoned asylum, with its haunted corridors and forgotten souls, served as a chilling reminder that some places, once tainted by darkness, hold secrets that can never be fully laid to rest.